Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. I'm Atlas Opia, and I help people expand their interdimensional knowledge. Today's video, I'm going to be discussing a power hidden in your emotions that most of us overlook. As we're going through life, the motivation behind our manifestations can come from how we think we'll feel once we get something, once we have that experience. And even though it's great to have goals and aspirations and act upon your desires, what if by only allowing ourselves to feel our most powerful emotions when something happens, we're truly withholding the times where we can feel those emotions and not need to get something in order to trigger that powerful energy inside of us. So if you're wanting to feel joyful, excited, safe, secure, motivated, having confidence and belief and faith in your abilities as a healer and a teacher and an artist, what if you could feel those emotions at any point in the day and not just when you accomplish something that gives you that validation, or you have an experience that shows you now it's okay to feel those emotions? What's missing is we having the ability to feel into the frequency of any emotion by just moving into that frequency, because our brains are wired to where if something happens, then we can do this. So instead, if you watch until the end of this video, I'll give you an idea on how to leverage your emotions more powerfully in your day-to-day lives, and a way to rewire your brain so you can truly create those empowering emotions whenever you need them. And then that will actually manifest those experiences, because you won't be waiting for something to happen to allow yourself to feel complete and to give yourself a sense of fulfillment. You'll be able to just feel it and then allow the rest to come in. Now, if you're back on this channel or if you're new here, I suggest you check out the rest of my videos after we're done with this, because what I'm doing here is tapping into the collective and where we're going. And there's a lot of new technology coming in that can allow us to interface with reality in an enhanced manner, where there is more power behind our imagination and how we impact the quantum field, which creates the physical field. So definitely subscribe and comment down below if you have any questions that come up during this video. I'll be happy to help. So we're really a species that is motivated by reward. Okay? Now, if you think back to the human species in the primitive times, the reason we learned to build specific pieces of architecture or have a certain structure of civilization that is productive, or the reason we were going towards food that was good for us and avoiding food that was bad for us, or even having that urge to procreate, is because there was a reward that our system felt was going to come from doing something. If we have that civilization, there is more happiness, there is more abundance, and there is more power behind a civilization. If we go towards this food, our bodies and our community can thrive, right? Now, although it's great to know the reason why you're doing something, and that has led the human species to innovate and create, if we just live based off of this reward system, then we're always chasing another dopamine hit. Dopamine is that hormone in your brain that gets activated when you achieve something or you're doing adrenaline-filled activities, okay? So that part of our system where we feel like we need to get a reward for everything can make us feel like the only time we're going to allow ourselves to feel proud, fulfilled, satisfied, joyful, and infinite is when we manifest something that proves what we're trying to emotionally feel. And this can create a cycle of chasing achievement and chasing the reward system of life. And you should have goals. You should be incorporating your metaphysical powers into your day-to-day life. But sometimes we can feel distant from what we're creating because there is a vibrational distance between where we are now and where we would like to be. And they often say, when you're wanting to move into a version of reality that has your desires and where your potential is truly being freed, to feel as if what you're trying to create is already happening and has happened, so you can be in that emotional frequency. So here's a little trick that I'm going to tell you. Write down the empowering emotions that you feel are important to you in this stage of life. Okay? And it can be 3 to 5 or, but not too much to where there's a long list and it's overwhelming. But kind of see where you're at in life and see what your day-to-day struggles are and where your efforts are being guided to. Okay? Now take every one of those emotions one by one and think of an experience in the past or future that makes you have this feeling. Okay? Now as you're feeling into that frequency entirely, feel the vibration in your cells. Feel the vibration in your body. Feel the energy coming off of your skin and expanding your field into the area around you. And imagine that feeling going into your third eye where you're just encompassed in this well of nurturing water that is this empowering emotion. Now in that moment, tell your brain and your body to remember that frequency and associate it to the word. Okay? So you connect that feeling to the word that is describing the emotion, whether it be joy, self-empowerment, abundance, and so on. Now, as you're moving through your day, tell yourself, okay, I have access to every emotion that I think I can only get once I achieve something, or I am in a certain state or place in my life or my journey. Start to rewire your mind to understand that even though in your life you have had an emotion occur after a situation, which will then tell your brain the only way for you to feel joy or empowerment is once you manifest this thing or once you have this experience. Okay, so as you rewire that, now when you're going through your day and you feel like you need to conjure that emotion, and you'll know it because sometimes you'll be working on a project and you want to feel motivated, or you're going through your day and you want to feel safe just sitting on your couch or taking a walk or looking at nature, or say you want to feel abundant. So you start thinking of ways to create more freedom and finances in your life. So that will give you the cue of, okay, well now I need to tap into this emotional frequency. Take the word and remember how it felt in your body when you recalled a past or future experience that would give you that same emotional frequency. And then you can begin to conjure that out of thin air. And then when you're thinking of your manifestations, or you're understanding, hey, whenever I make a choice in life about where I'm going, how I'm relating to this world, and the purpose that I vibrate in as I'm walking around, and you start to see that you're moving towards a version of life that has all of your desires in fruition, you can then have less resistance, because you're already feeling the emotion that you're looking for from that particular manifestation. So you're already in that frequency of creation. And now when you think of already accomplishing those experiences, or already having those desires, it's simply a choice to entertain a new story, instead of you trying to figure out how can you heal the parts of yourself that are getting in the way in a certain amount of time, or how can you shift, yourself so you can feel more aligned with your manifestations and where you're going. It is unlocking the emotion at any point, and then thinking of what experience or future you're wanting to align with. Okay? Now, definitely try this activity. Try to feel deeply into your emotions when you're allowing your body to connect to the frequency of an empowering emotion you would like to conjure at any moment in the future, when you're thinking of a past or future experience. And practice giving yourself permission to feel joyful, to feel empowered, to feel creative, to feel abundant, because a lot of it is the mind thinking that we need somebody else's validation to give us the right to believe these good thoughts we're having about ourselves or the world. We've lived in times and grown up in spaces where in order for something to be real, it has to be fact-checked by 100 sources. And this can happen through educational systems, right? So we're used to looking for validation outside of ourselves. So when you're doing this, it'll allow your body to feel more elastic and willing to bring in a new energy, which will also strengthen your psychic abilities. Okay? Thank you for being a part of this video. Definitely subscribe and let me know what you're going through in your life, and how this video, creates more questions or kind of answers some places of inquiry that you've been having. I want to know how your life is going, and check out the rest of my videos too. Also, if you're wanting to feel more aligned with the power of your soul, you know that there is more for you to discover in the higher dimensions of your own consciousness, but you're not sure what direction to go in, or how to even open your mind up to the information that feels contained in your soul. Join my online Portals of Expansion. It's about an hour 15 minutes, where a lot of like-minded people gather, and I teach these topics of you wanting to apply your metaphysical energy to the physical world by learning certain interdimensional skills, which is a unique way to interact with the quantum field, and an action you can do in the metaphysical world. And anything you do in the quantum field through your imagination directly impacts what is manifesting on this planet. Or if you have a starseed mission and you're wanting to continue the purpose and tasks that you were doing in your starseed reincarnation in this body, because that's why you're remembering those lives, to merge them. These interdimensional skills can teach you how to have a more impactful presence in the metaphysical world and the galactic fields. And I also offer galactic quantum healing in each workshop, and you'll be able to download the entire breakdown of the subject and information and what is covered in a file that I'll give you guys, along with 3 diagrams that I'll also show during this online workshop. And then there's a place for us to continue discussing the information and where your questions can be asked even deeply with this inclusive group chat that I'll invite you to if you attend this online portal of expansion. Okay? And if you want more one-on-one help, I do offer coaching, but let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you guys have an amazing day and you realize that you doing the work you're doing right now has a ripple effect into all of your other reincarnations that your soul has had. Because time is linear, past, present, future on Earth, but in the higher dimensions, time is just a location. And all of our reincarnations that our soul has had, including this one, is connected. So when you heal or expand upon something, the electrical circuits of information that connect everything have that shift you're doing now take place in other lives. So I'm proud of you for doing the interdimensional soul work, and you guys have a beautiful week. And hopefully we'll talk soon and get to meet each other, and let me know how I can help. All right, bye.